Happy New Year's to everyone. Thank you so much for supporting my channel in the past year, and I hope I could continue making content for you guys to enjoy. Last year I made a video categorizing all my favorite heroes and weapons throughout that year, so it's about time I do the same for 2019 now that I have more experience with this game and with different weapons, and now that we have the hero system. Let's start with heroes. Last year I did individual heroes, but now that we have the new hero system I'll be doing my favorite loadout for each class. Now before we start, these builds is what I use for reviews, and when I made these builds I made it as universal as I could, so that I would not have to worry if it will work with a certain weapon or if a certain hero wasn't in use. Now that's out of the way, let's start with Ninja. This one will have to give it to my ultimate energy build with anti-cuddle Sarah in the commando slot. When I use melee, my favorite thing to do is using the secondary attack, because most of the time that is where the unique part of the melee is centered around, or where most of the fun is, and with this build just by spamming right click and getting kills I can keep on using the secondary attack while also getting healed, and to be honest this is just a modified spin to win build. Constructors. This one most definitely has to go for my low-level AFK build with Electro Pulse Penny in the commando slot. This is my go-to whenever I am not feeling to deal with the random teammates that is in Save the World. With just a basic build around the objective and her base ability I can go into power level 100 missions and below and not have to worry about a thing, because the base ability kills anything that they touch that you build around the objective. Soldiers. Of course most of you have already seen this, my unkillable damage boost build with Breakbeat Wildcats in my commando slot. This one I centered it around survival with also a damage boost that I could use on almost anything. I love this class because if it's one thing that pissed me off in this game it's the crit chance, and with this class I don't have to worry about that as much as normal by just getting 4 kills, eating a waffle or walking over a football you get from killing. Now I know you could get more damage potential out of this, but I have it set up like this for a reason, and maybe I will explain it in a future video. Outlander. This one was hard to decide because for me at least I find that Outlanders has fallen off a little bit, but for this one I would have to give it to my Freeze Queen with the Ice Queen in the commando slot. This build takes advantage of the Seismic Smash ability, which is underrated for how actually good it is, and I guess you could classify this ability into your stall build. And before anyone asks, no, I haven't gotten the hero from Battle Breakers yet, I'm working on it. Well, not really. Alright, let's move on to what most of you maybe have come for, my favorite weapons that nobody cares about. And of course, to make it fair to all the other weapons, mythic weapons will not be included, and it isn't one from each category, it's just what I enjoy using, because honestly this is getting very hard for me. The Bobcat. Oh, you're with Team Vash now? No, the Bobcat has a large magazine of 50, great rate of fire, excellent damage, and isn't that far off from the Spectre. And honestly even I don't know why I use it over the Spectre, so don't judge me, I just enjoy using it, and I don't have the materials to level the both of them up. The Boom Bow. Ever since I was small, I played a lot of shooters, and some games on rare occasions you would get to use a bow, and there's something about bringing a bow to a gunfight that has some kind of a appeal to it. I can't really explain it, so when I saw that the Boom Bow was added to Battle Royale, it had me waiting for so long for it to come to Save the World, and when it did, it didn't disappoint. The Blunderbuss. Every game needs that one overpowered weapon, although this weapon may have fallen off a little bit, it's still up there and it's still fun to use, although you can only use it in some cases. The Pulsar 9000. On the topic of overpowered guns, this is another. The Pulsar can kill a whole large encampment faster than any other gun except for explosives. This is one of the best shotguns, and I think it will stay up there for a while. Santa's Little Helper. Santa's Little Helper was and is one of the best RPGs in this game for a while. This has saved me in so many situations that I can't even count. It's reliable, does a lot of damage, and won't let you down when you need it. The Baron. All I can say is movement speed. The Obliterator. This is a gun that I use all the time, but don't actually use myself. The Steam Trasher. This was for my spin to win build, and this is still one of my favorite scythe in the game. I still love this weapon, but for some reason I still haven't found myself maxing out this weapon yet. The Surround Pound. The best hammer in the game, and way up there when it comes to best melees. There isn't much I can say about this weapon except that if you have a job that you need to deal with a melee weapon, you can always rely on this, and not to mention that the secondary attack is one of the best on a melee weapon that isn't a mythic. Jack's Revenge, still one of the highest dealing pistols in the game to this day. This weapon takes a bit of skill, but when you do land those shots, this weapon rewards you for it, and not to mention that on release it came paired up with another weapon that we haven't seen been done in this game again yet. The Duelist. If you like the Jack's Revenge, the Duelists is a bit of a powered down version to it, with like 5 more bullets in the chamber, but still packs that punch and really fun to use if you can land those shots. And here's a shout out to some other weapons I like to use, but had to get rid of to get back perk up to do videos on. One of these days I will level it back up. Well, thank you for sticking around to see my bad taste in weapons and heroes. Honestly, it's just me trying to use things that are not in the meta, something that maybe not everyone is using, keeping the game fresh and interesting to me at least. So thank you all for watching, and have a great year.